I studied cross nights, you name it. Then the following day I wrote a test. Did the result not come out as 36%? Guys, that's when I realized that ngiyagoisha. Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Molao. I was born and raised in a place called Matibestad. Part of my life was also in Rustenburg, but most of it was in Matibestad. I graduated from the University of Pretoria as a medical doctor and currently doing my first year of internship as a medical doctor. I was asked to do this video by Seluleko Kwabe, known as Selu Simplest. And I just want to say thank you for the opportunity and the platform to actually share my experience into medical school and also to extend the experience into the workplace now. She asked me to actually focus on a few questions for this video. So I wrote them down so that I do not derail from this video. And I hope it becomes very informative and helpful to the future coming doctors and to those of you who still are battling with the questions of you becoming a medical doctor or something else. I hope this video will change your mind into becoming a medical doctor. So let's get into the video. What being a medical doctor means to me? Okay, I currently don't have the exact words to express the feeling I have about it becoming a medical doctor, but I would say it has set so much proof and affirmation that the impossible can be possible. Reason being that I am from a disadvantaged family, grew up in the villages. I'm the first in my family to actually finish matric, to go to university, and to complete with a medical degree. So for me, that was a great and a huge achievement. For me, it means that now I've changed the narrative. If there was a curse placed in my family, I broke the curse. I now set an example for my siblings that they can do better, they can also finish matric, that now they can go to university, that now they can become whatever they dream of becoming, that now the youth that are coming after me in my community, they can look up to me now and to everyone else in the community who have made it into university in their families to say, these people, they came from the same background as us and they still made it in life, they still achieved their goals, they still reached their dreams, so why not us? It has so much meaning that I cannot actually put words to it. The excitement that I have when I go to my community, the messages I get from people in my community of how proud they are about me, it has brought so much joy and excitement beyond anything else that I could imagine. That's what I can say for now. Okay, the most rewarding part about being a doctor, the top rewarding part is that now I can provide for my family. When you grow up, you see your neighbors or you see people in the community going to the mall, buying stuff, building houses, having cars, and you don't have those things in your family. When people buy clothes randomly during the year, such life nice problems you would wish for yourself and your family growing up. But now I'm in a position where I can provide for my family the things that I wished I had. I make sure that my family has, and even more, I'm able to set dreams for myself and for my family, what I want to do, or rather provide for them. So that's the most reward, I would say, top one. There are other things, but that's the most reward I have, or I have acquired into becoming a medical doctor. So yeah, what okay, why did I want to be a medical doctor? Funny story, I used to fascinate about being a paramedic. Yeah, I think the rush and adrenaline when I saw them, when you're in a taxi and you just pass an accident, you see paramedics doing what they are doing. I used to be fascinated about that, and I thought that I'll become a paramedic. In primary, that was in primary. But then in high school, that's when the dream became so transparent to me. I remember it was during life sciences. I was reading this life science book about a cardiologist, and I was like, oh, cardiologist. First, I was attracted by the word, not knowing what a cardiologist does. Then I had to do my research. Okay, cardiologists, they do this, they do that. Okay, fine. Then I was like, no, I want to become a cardiologist. But the more I dwelled into research, I realized that no, cardiologists, they have to actually acquire a medical degree. Then they specialize into becoming a cardiologist. So then I was like, no, I'm going to do medicine, then become a cardiologist. Ask me today, do I still want to be a cardiologist? That's a topic for another day though. But that's when I knew that I wanted to be a medical doctor, with that life science textbook that actually made me to research more about the career. So yeah, that's when the dream started to become so transparent. Okay, what I wished I knew before pursuing the career. I wished I attended career expos where there are doctors. Why? I wish they told us about the workload in medical school. Guys, it's a lot. It's a lot that if you don't have so much support, it's easy to be depressed, it's easy to quit. It's a lot to a point that sometimes you ask yourself if you're deserving of the career. It's a lot in the sense that you just don't know what to do anymore with your life. You have so much mixed information. I wish there was someone who was there to tell us, guys, be prepared for this workload. Metric was nothing. Like, metric textbooks were like this. And you get into medical school, the textbooks are like this. And you're expected to finish that in a short space of time. But I wish I had someone who actually gave me a brief about the medical content, and not only that, also the financial strains that you face in medical school. I wish someone had told me before that, or maybe it was my mistake of not actually doing financial research, but sometimes it makes it easier to have someone who actually go through the whole program with you so that you know what you're getting yourself into. This medical school is expensive, and if you don't have a bursary, if you don't have a family that sends you an allowance every month, it becomes even more horrifying that you would quit because now finances are not balancing. I wish there was someone who told me about that. Tuition is something else, but you also need to buy textbooks. You also need to, okay, the university where I was from, the University of Pretoria, there are certain rotations where you have to transport yourself to hospitals. That money for taxi, that money for lunch, when you go to those hospitals, you get there, you spend the whole day there, you have to buy lunch there. I wish there was someone who told me so that I'm prepared enough. It makes it difficult to actually go through so much stress, academic stress, and now you also have to have financial stress on top of it. It's just too much. So if there was someone who told me that, what, not mainly because I would change the career, but I would rather be more prepared. Maybe I could have started a campaign for donation for my career, or did more research about bursaries into health. Yeah, those are the things that I wish someone had told me to. Like, I mean, like even scrubs, you need to buy scrubs for yourself. Imagine you're already from a disadvantaged family. You don't have proper clothes to wear on a daily to hospitals, to your class, and now you have to buy scrubs so that you look presentable and you look professional. Someone could have told us or told me that those are the things I would need in medical school. So yeah, those are the top things I wished I knew. The rest is just minor. But yeah, but here I am. I'm glad I got a bursary, but I got a bursary late because I had to make networks. I had to ask questions to the relevant people about getting bursaries. So I'm glad I got that during medical school. But imagine um, the stresses I had in first year, second year. So yeah, but overall, those are the top things I wished I knew before getting into the career. um, the first patient I'll never forget. Yo, I think most of you'll relate to this, those who are still students or even doctors. It was in my fourth year. I was doing urology. It was at Galafong Hospital. I met this old white man. In your fourth year, or rather students, you like it when people call you doctor, doctor everywhere. You're in your stethoscope. So this white old man said, doctor. He called me. I went to him. He's like, so you're a student. Listen, he called me doctor, but when I got there, he's like, you're a student. I'm like, yes. Which year? I'm doing fourth year. Okay. We get so pleased and proud when we see our children do a grade in life. That touched me because that's how I remembered my mother saying that to me, how proud she is to see me pursuing the dream. It touched me to a point that sometimes you're in a hospital, you're wearing your stethoscopes and your scrubs, you treat your patients, but you don't realize so much impact you have, especially in the elderly patients. So much impact you have. They're so proud to see youngsters doing great in life, pursuing their dreams, not in the streets doing other things. So that's one of the first patient I'll never forget. There are other moments, but that was my first moment where I was like doing other things. So that's one of the first patient I'll never forget. There are other moments, but that was my first moment where I was like, wow. So yeah, I'll never forget that guy. So yes, not mentioning names, but yeah, I'll never forget that guy. Okay, the most difficult times as a student, and that made me feel I do not deserve being a doctor. Where do I start? Oh, I remember studying for a test. I studied cross nights, you name it. Then the following day, I wrote the test. Did the result not come out as 36%? Guys, that's when I realized that Giagoisha. I think I'm saying it the right way. Giagoisha. Guys, I was like, what is it I'm doing wrong? I prepared for this test. I studied. I memorized. I understood the concept. Hey, when the text came back, 36%. Then I stood there and like, maybe something is wrong. I'm doing something wrong. Okay, now it's funny, but then it hit me so hard because I asked myself if I'm deserving of this career. Maybe this is not the rightful career for me. If I can get a 36% and people are flying with distinctions, people are flying with almost 200, and I'm there with a 36%. I think that's one of the most highlighted moments in my medical journey that challenged me. So yeah, but I would want to say to everyone else, I know the question is still coming, but I just want to say to you, never allow such moments actually question your capability into becoming a medical doctor. You are capable. The reason that you applied into becoming a medical doctor, that you were passionate about it, just push through. In the end, it will make sense. I used that opportunity of failure to actually give me so much room and space for growth. It was saddening at that time. I was so discouraged. I was mildly depressed about it because I felt like I'm worthless. I felt like I'm not worth to be part of the whole medical team, you know. But then when I reflected back into the reasons why I became a medical doctor, you know, it actually helped me to get back on my feet, to do more and learn more. You understand? So yeah, that's one of the most difficult times. Other difficult times, I think you both know these. During ward rounds, you will meet registrars, you will meet consultants who ask you questions, and you're like, I never thought I'm dumb. They'll ask you questions. They're like, no, this is a simple question. Um, Tell me about 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and you're like, actually don't know. And they'll tell you these tormenting words, that cuts deep. They don't realize it at the moment, but it's those words when they're like, do you think you'll be a good doctor? They like making such comments, not realizing that those comments, they necessarily don't build us. They actually can do so much harm. So I had a lot of those moments during ward rounds. Sometimes they were not directed to me, but they were directed to other students. But it cut so deep because sometimes they'll ask the next students a question and they would not be able to answer it, but you also deep down don't know the answer. So you can imagine the words they say to them, if they were said to you, how much damage they would have caused. So it's I had so many of those moments during medical school that made me think, am I worth it? Am I not? Should I continue? Should I not? But at the end of the day, you just have to go back and remember why you started the journey. So yeah, what kept me going in medical school, even those difficult times? I think I answered part of it, but the most important factor is my family. I never imagined myself failing or disappointing my family and disappointing myself. I wanted to complete. I wanted to get to the end of the tunnel and see the light and start practicing, start providing for my family. That kept me going. And the other factor is God. I reflected to God most of the times, if not all the time. I reflected to God for strength, and so many times I would cry after an exam, I would cry after a clinical presentation, I would cry during me studying when I don't understand, I would cry and pray. So those are the most two things that kept me going through those times. And the other factors, the family that I have is very supportive. The friends that I have are very supportive, and they've been supportive. You could imagine when your friends complete their degrees before you and you are left behind. They're starting to live their lives, and you are still in medical school. But then I never had those friends who put pressure on me, or family that put pressure on me that, no, look at whoever and whoever, they completed their degree, now they have cars, now they're providing for their family. Or friends who are like, oh Chomi, let's go out, oh Chomi, you don't have money, those type of things. I never had such people in my life that will put so much pressure. They rather had to just give me support. No, you'll finish. You'll also be like other people. You don't have to rush. You don't have to feel bad about it. At the end of the day, you also complete your degree and also be like them. So I'm thankful for those people I had in my circle, and to God for keeping me sane throughout the difficulties and challenges I had. I'm very thankful. So yeah, let me not talk too much. Advices to students who want to get into medicine, and advice to students who are into medicine. Okay, those who want to be to get into medicine, don't come to medicine because you are an A student. It doesn't work like that. I know, and I have met a few students who were A student in their metric. They came to university and they failed physics and maths during first year of medicine. How? You don't know. Have passion. Don't make it a thing of, no, I'm an A student, I got 8 distinctions or 9 distinctions in matric, so just because I qualify for medicine, that means I can do medicine. Make it a thing of passion. Be passionate about it. Want to become a doctor. Want to be in the medical field, you know. And don't do it for your parents. You know, there are those parents who are like, no, you know, you should be a doctor or a lawyer. No, if you don't want to be those and you want to be something else, rather go for that degree that you want to enroll in than come into medicine because of your parents. There's so much pressure into medicine, there's so much workload, there's so many challenges that if you're not passionate enough about it, you will drop out so quickly, and it's not going to be worth it. It's just going to be a waste of time. I know people who dropped out in their 4th years and close to final year, not because they were not good, their marks were not good, but because they realized medicine is not for them. So that's what I can advise you into choosing a medical career. But if you're passionate, this is the perfect career choice. You never go wrong, you always enjoy. And the thing I love about medicine, you see results. You know, the patient come in sick, they go home happy. There are those unfortunate moments, yes, where the patient doesn't make it, but most of the times you are happy, you know, seeing the patient coming in sick, they go home and they are well, you know. The other advice I can give you, as I stated in this video at the beginning, do your financial research. If you don't have if you haven't applied for bursary, apply for bursary now. Apply for NAPSAS, because sometimes health bursaries, they're difficult to get. You can contact your province Department of Health, so, and find out from your municipalities if they're not offering bursaries. I found out later that my municipality was part of the bursary I was using. I did not know. I found out later. So just make those minor researches. If you can raise money in your community for your degree, which will be difficult, just raise the money now. If you're in matric or in grade 11, or if you're still at the lower grades and you want to pursue medicine, just make sure that you do your research at hand. Finance. You know, you can be sane academically, you know, doing well, but when your finances are not balanced, you can be exempted by the university. I mean, yes, you can be expelled, not exempted, sorry. You can be expelled by the university. You can also have mental trauma, you know, so you don't want that during your yeah. You don't want that. So just make your research about bursaries that are there. Raise finances. If you are from a good family and they're giving you allowance even now through your high school, please keep that money. You're gonna need it in medical school for so many things, be it your textbooks. Just make your research about bursaries that are there. Raise finances. If you are from a good family and they're giving you allowance even now through your high school, please keep that money. You're gonna need it in medical school for so many things, be it your textbooks, you know. There are bursaries that are there, but they sometimes pay only for your tuition and your accommodation, but not your textbooks. So you need every cent you might have even now. And the other advice I would give to those who want to come to medicine, if you are a shy person, learn to move a bit from the box, because in medicine you have to network a lot to help you get through. So try to be to explore a bit, get to learn people, get to know how to network with people, to communicate with people. Being shy is okay. We know there are those people who are shy and they're introverts and they're having difficulties to making friends, but I would advise for you to actually learn to get out of your box and get to communicate, get to mingle with people. It helps, and it will not only help you through medical school, even after medical school. That, yeah. And then advice to students who are in medicine: never quit. Whatever it is, never, 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 never quit. If you're passionate, go for it. You'll meet so many challenges. You would meet so many things you would hate about yourself. And I would say never quit. It's worth it at the end. You'll never go wrong. And I'll also advise for you now to network as well. Have a group of friends where you discuss some of the cases, to discuss topics. It helps. I learned about that late into medical school. I used to be that person who always study on their own, you know, and I understood things better when I was on my own, and I enjoyed studying on my own. But then I realized later into medicine that you really need people to discuss with, and it makes it easier, and you understand topics very easier when you are in a group than when you're alone, because when you're alone sometimes it can take time, but when you're in a group someone can explain it to you and make it simpler. So yes, and then those who are in medicine, just have a good idea of where you want to be placed after medicine. Do you want to be in a rural area? Do you want to be in an urban area? Just have those things in mind. Do you want to specialize after medicine? If you want to specialize, what do you want to specialize in? And don't just choose a specialty because you're fascinated about it. I was fascinated about becoming a cardiologist, but through medical school I got exposed into cardiology and everything. I loved it, but then I realized the specialty is not for me, the practicality of it is not for me. I then fell in love with orthopedics. Now I want to be an orthopod, orthopedic surgeon rather. So just make sure you know what you want to specialize in. If you want to specialize, if you just want to be a general practitioner, also do your research at hand before completing medicine. Just go to local practices you might be surrounded with rather. Just go and talk to those doctors. I used to do that, and today, like, I used to just rock in someone's practice unannounced. I would wait until they're done seeing their patients and have a talk with them. Where did you complete? Okay, what are you doing now? How did you start this practice of yours? What capital? You need to know those things. So just make sure that you do your research about the specialty you want to do or the things you want to do. Sometimes there are those people who want to also pursue the financial side after medicine. Do your research about that so that when you complete medicine, your degree, where you spend your money at. Even specializing, you would know that, okay, I want to specialize. Roughly my specialty would want me to spend this much in a year, 2 years, and 3 years, so that when you start working, you know how to save properly, you know how to make a proper budget. And yeah, just that's the advice I can give to you. And don't also pursue a specialty because your friend wants to do the specialty. Find what works for you, your character. If you enjoy being in theater, you know if you enjoy rather being in a clinic, just find what makes you happy, so that a specialty is something that you're going to spend your whole life in. If you choose a wrong specialty, then imagine how terrifying and tiring that will be for the rest of your life. So rather just choose a specialty that will work for you, that will deal with your character, and that you enjoy, not because someone else is choosing it or someone else infringed on you. Just choose it because you want to do it. So that's what I can advise you to do. And don't be afraid to go to your prof's office and knock on the door like, Prof, how did you become a prof? You know, where did you acquire your PhD? You know, things like that. I used to rock up at the head of orthopedics and Steve Biko, Prof. Ngelwani. I used to go to his office. Even today, he can attest to that. I used to go to his office unannounced to say, hey, Prof, you know what? I love orthopedics, but yeah, orthopedics is just killing me. So, you know, what should I do? You know, and he used to tell me like, he taught me so many things about how to study orthopedics, you know, how to become, you know, and I learned so much from him. So now I want to be an orthopedic surgeon. I went to him, okay, Prof, okay, where did you acquire this? How long did it take for you to complete your specialty? Things like that. You know, these profs, when they present, during the lectures, you think that, ooh, they're very strict, but they're nice people, they're nice individuals, and they have so much humanity when they're on their own in their office. So just do that. Don't let any barrier stop you from achieving what you want. That's the advice I can give to you. Just rock up in their offices and ask them questions, you know. But yeah, but the most important thing is believe in yourself and don't lose hope. It's nice out here. Everything about it is nice. Everything, the workload and everything. That's a topic of another day. The video is long now. I hope I can get to do another video to actually expand on the working environment more. But yeah, I hope this video became so informative, and yeah, see you on the other side of the profession. And congratulations for those of you who got accepted into medicine, and congratulations for those of you who are in medicine and never quit, and all the best for your future endeavors. I hope we meet on the other side as colleagues. Bye.
Our greatest glory is never in falling, but in rising every time we fall. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel to get more videos like these. Thank you to the new subscribers, very much appreciated.